Sambanani, Dimilang, Molweni, Goeiedag, and good day. A warm welcome to Lentswe, the voice of Transnet. I'm your host, Buitumela Makokwani, and this special Youth Month episode or series is all about spotlighting young professionals who are not just participating, but leading and shaping the future of our organization. Today's theme is Youth at the Helm, and trust me, you're going to want to stay tuned for this inspiring conversation. Joining me is Kaelan a young change maker whose story is one of ambition, grit, and groundbreaking impact. He is a civil engineer at the Transnet National Ports Authority and a proud contributor to one of the Port of East London's major achievements, the Automotive Berth Project. Kaelan, welcome to Lentswe. It's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you, Boitumelo, for the opportunity to be a part of the podcast. It's a privilege to be here with you. Good morning to the listeners online as well.
Let's take it from the top. What sparked your interest in engineering and what led you to Transnet?
So, I've always had a knack for mathematics, and I particularly enjoyed my engineering, graphics, and design subject in school. I've got a natural curiosity for how things work, and in combination, I was led to civil engineering. With regards to Transnet, I got the opportunity to join the company when I was funded in my final year of university. And I had no idea that I'd be placed at the Port Authority, let alone in the Port of East London. But I'm glad in July 2019, I was moved over to start my first role as an engineer in training.
That's incredible. Sounds like your curiosity and ambition definitely led you to where you needed to be. So, in a few short years, you were part of the team that was completing the automotive berth project at the Port of East London. What did that project mean to you?
So it was my first major CAPEX initiative as a project lead. And I think it was an exponential learning curve for myself and my team members. Because the project was of high importance to the turnaround strategy of the port, since its inception stages, we had to keep up with the pace and requirements of management to deliver this project. This project revealed to me a little bit of resilience can carry you through challenges. And it was also given me the opportunity to work alongside some great talent and gain knowledge in various domains of the project execution. As an engineer, I was exposed to cost and schedule management, and the SHIRK compliance aspect of the project also gave me a lot of exposure.
And we definitely thank management for giving you the opportunity to showcase your skills and show us that young talent definitely proves what's possible. But we also know that during this journey, the road isn't always smooth. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced as a young professional, and how did you overcome them?
I think a challenge, which was also an opportunity, was just building my confidence to engage with leadership on that high importance, detailed level. But I think it was more of an internal fear. I gained the support and encouragement from leadership, and it sped up my growth process to a point that last year I was actually able to present this project at the uh, Piank World Congress in Cape Town, and that was held at the ICC. The challenge that returned the most growth to me, however, was meeting the deadlines of the project. The project milestones were preset, so it always meant that the project was in an accelerated stage. So playing catch up before activities commence, that challenge really gave me a lot of experience, and I had to convince myself as well as my team for these timelines to be achieved. But I had the support, and I think it started prior to construction. We were able to meet a deadline of 2 weeks to compile the actual RFP and have it advertised, and that just set the pace for the project, and the ball kept rolling. We did, however, hit some obstacles on site, and that additional work or deviations had to be accommodated within the original deadlines. And It started with the deepening part of the project in the midst of dredging the birth pocket that we anticipated to be sand until the desired depth. We were encountered by bedrock. And as a project lead, while the ball is moving on the concrete works, I had to divert my team's attention to the new problem at hand. And through this dedicated team, we were able to go the extra mile and spend the evening shift giving me support through the project. We were able to come up with a solution and still achieve the original milestones on the project. And as a young project lead, I think they helped me stand proudly through this and work very, very efficiently together.
Remarkable. I love how you highlighted that this opportunity gave you the confidence that you needed to lead. It's very important that the youth is given the opportunity to stand up and stand in the gap and also transfer the skills that are well needed for the generations to come. So, let's talk about support. You came into the organization as a trainee and later obtained a bursary with Transnet. What role did the training program and bursary play in your journey? And what would you say to a young person considering applying?
So the EIT program, it was a structured approach to work life. More than taking on the work tasks on the first day, it was also independence, moving out to a new city. So I think having that program keep me occupied, and also the way it's structured gives you a learning growth and a combination of work exposure as well as port and site exposure. So it was a straight jump into becoming a functional employee and of a large organization. So there were targets to meet at each phase, and the EIT program also came with examinations at the end, but they were phase end evaluations. And that meant that during each 6 months of the program, we had to do specific things, learn specific operations and elements of engineering in the Port Authority, and I was able to gain a lot of exposure through that. The bursary that I received to pursue my MEng, it took me a few years back to the deep focus and the late nights with the books, becoming a student again part time, and it helped me prove my full potential of balancing a project while it's in motion with the part time master's load. I was also able to complete my thesis in my last year, which added to the workload. But receiving the funding and support from Transnet, it firstly removed the financial challenges of postgraduate studies, but it helped me secure a role in the built environment and the port authority sector. I'm fairly confident with and comfortable with my skills and knowledge that I've gained since joining Transnet. And my advice to younger people would be to consider studying further with Transnet. It's the organization and our people management personnel that will provide the support and the study opportunity, but you'll be required to put in the hard work. The additional workload, it finds a way of being accommodated in your busy life. But of course, there are some sacrifices like weekend activities every now and again have to be put on hold. The reward at the end, however, is what keeps you going. The qualification and the development of your skills is what makes the journey worth it at the end.
Thank you for that, Kaelan. Definitely very inspiring. I can definitely say I'm inspired. And I hope our listeners are also inspired to make do of the opportunities that they have at hand while they are still available. So now, as a young professional, already making the waves, what's next? What's your vision for both yourself and for South Africa's infrastructure and development?
So I plan to continue down the port and coastal engineering route. I think focusing more on securing strategic management roles and bridging the gap between technical infrastructure and sound business investment. And I particularly enjoy working within the port sector. It's our gateway to economic growth as a country. It keeps me motivated to see our development happen, create job opportunities, and just invest in infrastructure to strengthen the standpoint of our country. So I will continue down the road of building port infrastructure.
And we definitely thank you for your service. I trust that Transnet will reap the benefits of your hard work and steadfast contribution. So before we wrap up, any advice for young people listening today who aspire to step into leadership, especially in industries like engineering?
So I say staying resilient is a major part of becoming a change maker. Um, Always listening and learning from the experiences of our elders, but always looking for ways of improving things and bringing your own strengths and perspectives to the work life and where we want to guide the organization. I think hand in hand with mentoring, we're able as young people to improve the position of the company, but it takes hard work, it takes sacrifice. We aren't as forward as we need to be. So a little extra push from the young ones with energy will definitely serve as beneficial to our organization and the country at large.
There you have it, colleagues. Learn from the experiences of your elders, but always look for ways to make improvements. The foundation is there, but it's our responsibility as the youth to come up with new, innovative ideas. Thank you, Kaelan. What a phenomenal example of youth in action, not just showing up, but taking charge. You've shown us that youth at the helm isn't just a concept, but it's a reality as well. To our listeners, whether you're a student, a young professional, or someone who believes in the power of youth, let this be your reminder that you belong in the room where decisions are made. You are not the leaders of tomorrow, you're the leaders of today. If you're a young South African with a dream, a passion, or a solution, Transnet is listening. Seek out opportunities, apply for bursaries, join programs, and most importantly, show up and lead with a purpose. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and follow us on all social media platforms. Remember to stay bold, stay driven, and keep making waves. Until next time, I'm Britamela Makokwani, and this is Lentswe, the voice of Transnet.